That's better. Now the fairy lights are centered. Hi, can I see anything at all? Okay. I'm trying this. Can you hear me? First of all, can you hear me? Please tell me if you can hear me. That would be great if you could hear me. Maybe I'm a little quiet. Okay. Okay. Looks like you can hear me. Now I just need to. Okay. Oh God. Hello. Oh, wie sah das mit aufhören? Okay. Du musst damit aufhören. Aber Dankeschön. Danke dir. Oh Mann, Dankeschön. Hi. Okay. The beginning of a live stream is always kind of awkward because nobody's really here yet and nobody's really talking yet. So you just sit there and wait. Oh, Stella, I didn't even see you before. Hi, Stella. Okay, now you can hear me. Now I would like to know, can you hear the difference between this side and this side? Or is it like all in the middle? Because I hear myself in stereo, but I want to know if you also hear me in stereo. Because I'm trying this with a new browser, because I didn't like the other one I was using. So, amateurs. Alexander, you ask what's the weather like today outside. It is burning. I feel like I'm in hell. It's, I don't know, 35 degrees Celsius or something. It's hot. Yeah, so, and even in here it is burning. But I can't turn on the fan because you'll hear that. So I am suffering. I'm suffering in silence, or not so silent. Silence. Okay, I'm still wondering. Can anyone please tell me if you hear me in stereo or if you hear me in mono? Because last time people told me that they heard me in stereo, but I don't think they did. I think I was in mono on the whole stream. Blue book red separate dialects. This is mono, okay. Okay, das ist sehr merkwürdig, weil bei mir ist es. I hear myself in stereo. Maybe that's the browser then. Okay, I don't know what's up with that. I think. Okay. Hi, friend. Nice to meet you. Or see you. Meet you. So nice to see you. My English is a bit rusty. Okay, then we'll just do this in mono. It's no big deal. Then just give me a second. Okay, I have switched to mono because then at least you and I won't hear different things. Yeah, I think this should work. I was reading Flapjack. I was reading your message. True book read have read Tyra Banks' book Model Land. I in fact have not read that, so I don't think I'm a true book read. Plus 17 at the Baltic coast of Latvia. You mean 35 plus 17 or like 17 degrees? Because 35 plus 17 would be diabolical. Also, I just got home from the gym, so if you think I look like I just did a workout, it's because I did just do a workout. That's also why I was a bit late. Okay, but we're doing triggers, right? I've got a new trigger. By the way, I've got my diabolical is a word that isn't used enough. I think so too. It's my new favorite word. I've been saying diabolical and diabolisch, which is diabolical in German, a lot in the past couple of days, and I love it. Okay, anyway. Oops, sorry about that. I have a new trigger, and I also have my whole box of triggers right here. That was my neighbors right here. So you can request anything, and well, not really anything. It should be a normal trigger, you know what I mean? But I'll see what I can do, if I can do it. Okay, okay. Okay, anyway, I've got a new trigger. I saw this at the drugstore, and I love this sound when other people use it. So I bought it. Hello, Hirondelle. Hi. So glad you like it. I love it. I'm definitely going to use this in a video soon. Oh. Erster Stream, wo ich dabei bin. Ja, ich habe auch 2 Jahre lang nicht gestreamt. Also, weil das letzte Mal habe ich gestreamt. Die Schnecke ist parat. Bestimmt irgendwo. Die kommt auf jeden Fall. Lass sie mich kurz raussuchen. Kommt nachher. Yeah. What was I talking about? I think I was talking in German. But I'll switch to English so everyone can understand me. The last time I streamed was 2 years ago. And that was in my parents' house, when I still lived with my parents. And since then, I just couldn't find the time. Oops, sorry about that. So, for some reason, it's been 2 years. I don't like that. I struggle enough in English, and it's my first language. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, what was that in German again? But I think we all have those moments when we forget our mother tongue. But knowing a second language is really handy for that, because you can just switch between them, and chances are, if I forgot a word in German, I'll remember it in English. How is the whole moving thing going for you? Well, it's been a year officially since I've moved out, and it all went really smoothly. But even though I'm like 10 minutes away from them. I do miss my parents. Okay, maybe I'll use that one later again. But I have so many triggers to get through. Lysander, das für dich. Is that a shoe? No, that was not a shoe. That was a massage glove thingy. Best trigger is your voice. I do love a good whisper ramble. The slug is always so loud. What things are okay and what you're not in chat besides the comments? See that? Thanks. Will ich direkt beim ersten Mal gebannt werden? Ich glaube, ich habe noch nie jemanden gebannt tatsächlich. Doch, aber nicht im Livestream. Einmal jemand kommentiert, dass er mich gerne entführen möchte, damit er mich als Weihnachtsgeschenk unterm Baum haben kann. Das war ein bisschen weird. Yeah, so I think I'll say this in English. Everything's okay. Besides the things that, should be common sense, that they're not okay. So, yeah. I don't really have specific rules for my live stream. Just be polite to each other and to me. Don't spam, like sending the same message like 20 times in a row. Yeah, other than that, as an American, most of my countrymen don't have a good grasp of English. Yeah, I feel like a lot of languages are transforming, and there's a lot of other languages being mixed in, which can be a good thing because, we're diversifying our language. But also I think sometimes it's a bit of a shame when certain words go out of fashion. Okay, maybe I'll get to the slug again later. Quick question, please answer quickly. Do you mind if I eat something because I have not had dinner yet and I've got, I don't think I can show this to you without splashing it on my laptop. I've got a salad. Oops. Do you mind if I eat a bit of my salad? I'll go a bit further away from the mic. Okay, doesn't seem to be a problem. And I won't talk with my mouth full, okay? Don't worry about that. Any special plans for Pride? Any travel plans? No. I went to a Pride parade a little bit ago, last week. I don't know. I don't know when, but not today or not tomorrow. And I don't have any travel plans for this summer, unfortunately. This salad is so good. It's literally just salad with cucumber, paprika, or bell pepper, whatever. Oops, that was a bit of dressing, whatever you want to call it. And cheese, like cottage cheese. I think no, not cottage cheese. I don't know what it's called in English. Hirtenkäse, Feta. I don't know, the Greek cheese. With a dressing made of olive oil and condimento bianco. Yeah. In regular use, what is your rainbow slug thing for a cat toy? No, I think it's just a fidget toy. I bought it in a bookstore actually. I think it's just a fidget toy. people in the West talk differently than those in the East. And the people in Berlin, the capital, have their own dialect. And the people in West Berlin and East Berlin, because that used to be divided too, do speak similarly but a bit differently. So if you speak to someone who's from Berlin and they talk with a Berlin dialect, you can usually tell if they're from East or West Berlin. But you can also tell if someone's from Bavaria or someone's like from the sea or someone's from Saxony, I don't know. But most people who talk with a dialect can turn it off. I actually have family in Munich and in Berlin, and none of them talk with a dialect. Gibt es sowas wie eine Fanpostadresse? Leider nein. Weil ich keine Möglichkeit gefunden habe, eine Fanpostadresse einzurichten. Eine Fanpostadresse einzurichten und gleichzeitig meine, in Anführungsstrichen, relative Anonymität zu wahren. Weil ich jetzt nicht so gerne meine Adresse rausgeben möchte. Und deswegen, ich hatte bisher keine, also zumindest die Stadt müsste ich halt sagen, wenn ich eine Fanpostadresse machen will, weil zumindest die Stadt muss ja stimmen. Und da das jetzt nicht so der Riesenort ist, den ich dann angeben müsste, weiß ich nicht, vielleicht irgendwann in der Zukunft, aber ja. Okay, Crashed Kernel, aka Lysander, just wrote a German meme, which is from a German series from someone talking Sächsisch, which is the dialect in Saxon. I don't think I can do it in a whisper voice, but I'll try. Okay, I'll try. For the German people, this will be really funny. For everyone else, it will not. I can't do it in a whisper voice. Ich hab gesagt Baguette. Ich habe nicht gesagt Baguetteboden. Ich habe gesagt Baguetteboden. I can't do it very well. But my dad and I quote that all the time. Germany used to have like over 1,000 dialects when we changed how we teach German in school, so a lot of dialects are dying. Yes, I heard about that too. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. And I think it also has to do something with the people who start with N and end with AZI, because they wanted to unify Germany. So they are the cause why a lot of German dialects and different German cultures, like German clothing and German traditions, died out in the 30s and 40s because they didn't want people teaching them anymore. Like those regional things. I'm like peeking out behind my mic. Oh, and if you can hear loud noises, it's my upstairs neighbors. They sadly do not respect my YouTube schedule. Mouth sounds later on, yes or no? Because I think in live stream some people hate mouth sounds and some people love them. So like, would you like to hear mouth sounds later on? Yes, to mouth sounds. Alright. Also, Lysander, that's really sweet. Das ist so süß. maybe you know a bit of Russian. Unfortunately, I don't. The only word I know is the word everyone knows. You know, I don't think I can say it because it's a swear word. But that's the only word I know. And no, I can say no in Russian. Yet. Is it yet? Or is that Polish? And yes. And yes. Da and yet. That's everything I can say. And also, my lovely, lovely people. I don't think I know what that means. My lovely people, please remember, okay, this is a bit loud. Please remember to drink something, okay? If you're sitting at your PC right now, go drink something right now. Okay, it's hot outside, you need to drink something. Except maybe Alexander, because it's like 17 degrees where you're at. It's not that hot. Unfortunately, I don't know what that means, what you just said. Because I can't read Kurdish in German. What's Kurdish in English? Okay. Drink alcohol, call it, yeah. I mean, beer is isotonic, isn't it? Because a lot of athletes, after like running a marathon, they drink alcohol, non-alcoholic beer to get their electrolytes back. Correct. Ja, ganz klein. In this weather, wearing latex gloves, it's just for you. Okay, it's just for you. Scratch, 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 scratch. Ooh, beer, yeah. You and I, we understand each other. I too despise beer. Scratch, 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 scratch. Cider good. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had cider before. These gloves keep squeaking. Hello, Poppy. Hi. I can't do it for any longer. I'm sorry. It's just way too hot for these gloves. Okay, let's do this. miss uni. Any especially interesting classes or tidbits of information to teach us? Uni is great. I'm actually getting ready for my exam season this summer. So I'll have a bit less time to film in the next couple of weeks. Next week, no, I don't know when, but before this summer, I'll also have forensic medicine, and I'm very excited for that. And all my friends know that. Yesterday I talked with a friend, and we talked about forensic medicine, and she was like, "Oh, I bet you're excited about that." And I was like, "Yeah, I am." Yeah, but other than that, I've had kind of a boring couple of months. What time is it for you? Where you're from? I'm from Germany, and it's currently 9 p.m. I miss uni. Yeah. I think I'll miss it too. I'm actually done. It's so crazy to say that, but I'm actually done. Next May. Next May I'm actually done. And then I'm going into my practical year. But the time of sitting in uni and writing something down, sitting in the classroom type thing, is over next May, which is insane. See where I'm going with the phone. Okay. Interesting. Ja, ich glaube, Forensic Medicine auf Deutsch ist Rechtsmedizin. Also ich hoffe, dass du bisher nicht als Patient in der Rechtsmedizin warst, weil dann würde ich jetzt nämlich mit einem Geist schreiben. Aber irgendwie gibt es für Rechtsmedizin nicht so eine gute Übersetzung, finde ich. Weil ich finde, Forensic Medicine ist irgendwie ein bisschen was anderes als Rechtsmedizin. I don't know. Much German, yeah. I'm sorry, I'll talk English now. I was just talking about the German word for forensic medicine and how I don't think it's an exact translation because forensic medicine makes me think of something else than what I mean. Okay, would you like to get a shoulder massage? I think you do. To unwind from the long day and relax for this evening. How's that? I hope that feels nice. Okay, the other side. Okay, we're dropping like flies in the viewership department. Ja, genau, forensische ist halt nicht das gleiche wie Rechtsmedizin, aber irgendwie finde ich, also Rechtsmedizin ist übersetzt Forensic Medicine, aber ich finde, das ist halt nicht das gleiche. Vielleicht gibt es da im Englischen nur eine Verrechnung für zwei Bereiche. Keine Ahnung, fand ich irgendwie komisch. German is good. It was just really fast for me to even hope to pick anything on. Yeah, I get that. When but when they speed up, it's over for me. I can't understand anything when they talk more quickly. Okay, I've talked off all my lip gloss, so. That was a bit too much. Das ist tatsächlich das mit der Hülle und so. Wieso hast du dir das gemerkt? Das ist krass. Ich habe aber nicht das Gefühl, dass die irgendwas macht. Also die ist einfach nur da. I don't know. Any interesting reads lately? You know what, Rhonda? It's so good that you ask, because I actually picked out 2 books for me to talk about tonight. And I think I want to start with my current read. The only similar language to Latvian is Latgalian, not even Lithuanian compared to Russian. That's crazy. I do have to admit I've never spent much thought on Latvian, but I think a couple of people from my school went there in like 9th grade or something, but I wasn't one of them, so. All the Germanic languages are so weird, all of them stuff, and then a single word that does not at least, yeah. Ja, kenne ich aber mit der Merkfähigkeit. Manchmal ist es ein Fluch, manchmal ist es ein Segen. Also. Yeah, book sounds. Okay, this is the book I'm currently reading. It's by Stephen Graham Jones, who has become one of my favorite authors regarding horror. I'll show you the other side really quickly because there's a spider on it. So if you are squeamish with spiders, close your eyes now. Okay, close your eyes. Okay. Everyone else, this is the back side. Okay. You can open your eyes now. Spider is gone. So one side is called I don't know if I can say it. Killer on the Road. And the other is called The Babysitter Lives. So this is a dual novel book. So the first novel you read like this. And when you're done with it, at like the halfway point, you flip it over and you start again from the other side. And I've read The Babysitter Lives already. It was unfortunately only so-so. That is, my name is Pipe, so sorry about that if you can hear that. And this one is really, really fun. This is about a murderous, adventurous, serial killer-esque road trip. The Babysitter Lives is about a haunted house. Had a really intriguing premise, but I didn't understand half of what I was reading. Not like language-wise, but like content-wise. I was like, what's going on? And I don't think I fully understood the solution. I've read some Reddit discussions on the solution to The Babysitter Lives, and I can definitely see how you would get that from the book, but I was just confused. But anyway, Killer on the Road. I'm like halfway done with Killer on the Road, and it's so fun. Even though I will have to admit, I don't really know how Stephen Graham Jones plans to fill another 120 strip right here is smooth. Meal in Latvian is Indians. Okay, some nouns have the common root. Yeah, okay. That's a really cool book variant. I know. I don't actually know if you can get The Killer on the Road separately. The Babysitter Lives came out in 2022, so you can definitely get that one on its own, but I don't know if you can get this one on its own. I read that yesterday, and did you like it? Okay, you can't leave me hanging like that. You have to tell me if you liked it. Do you find the Swedish language easier than English? I don't know any Swedish, so I think English, especially like conversational English, is very easy. It only gets difficult later on when you're like learning all the different times and the different ways to construct a sentence. But I think basic English, the kind that gets you through a vacation, is quite easy, I think. Whereas with the German, I think the beginning can be quite difficult because there's so many rules and you don't know where to start. But if you've got the hang of it, then because of those rules, things become self-explanatory. So I think the learning curve with the German is, what's the style? Steeper than English. It was the best book I've ever read. I read quite a lot. Okay. That's good to hear. Yeah, as I said, I am loving Killer on the Road. So I think Killer on the Road so far is gonna be 4 or 5 stars. And The Babysitter Lives is gonna be 3 stars. So maybe I'll settle on a 4. Community to have fun. Okay, I'll answer Poppy's question first. I have not read all of it. I'm halfway through Killer on the Road. And I've read The Babysitter Lives already, like all of it. So I'm like, yeah, that's where I'm at. Community tab fun. Okay, so the community tab, I've seen that on other people's channels, and I'm not saying any of you would do that, but I've noticed that on other people's channels, people tend to use the community tab to spam or to write really weird messages. Okay, Fran, so good that you were here. Thank you so much for being here, especially during your work. I forgot that it's like basically in the middle of the day in the US. Sending a hug back. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you as always for your support. I hope you have a great day. Bye bye. Okay, anyway, where was I? Okay, so some people send really weird kind of messages on the community tab, and I think the people that want to do right, like really heartfelt, kind messages, are few and far in between compared to the weirdos in the community tab, not in general on YouTube. So I couldn't bring myself to activate it yet because I don't have the energy to monitor it all the time. I don't have the time and the mental energy to go in there every single day and check for weird messages. So I've just not done it yet. So sorry for all the people who want to leave kind messages. You can just write me a comment. I'll read that. Maybe in the future. My uncle said Swedish is the easiest language in the world just after Russian. Well, if your uncle thinks Russian is the easiest language in the world, props to him. That's really cool.
way of writing. And so that for me makes it even more difficult than just learning another language. So I think for me Swedish would probably be easier than Russian. But if you're already used to the Cyrillic alphabet, then maybe Russian would be easier, I don't know. Have you ever read The Guide? No, I have not. What is it? What is it about? Hi, Rex. I'm great. I'm really good. How about you? Okay. I'm just noticing that I have like a lot of triggers I haven't used in ages. But I wanted to show you a second book because I've actually got a second book here until I don't know if you're still here. But you asked if I had any good reads lately, and I've just shown you my current read. But I also want to show you a recent one that unfortunately I don't know if it's available in English because I read it in German, and it's a German book by a German author. This is New Beginnings by Lily Lucas. Oh, you can't even see anything. Let's do that again. That's better. So this is a romance, and I don't read a lot of romance. But this one takes place in a little city, a little town in the mountains, in the winter, surrounded by snow. And the main character is a professional ski person. I don't know what's like. He did skiing professionally, but he had an accident, and now he can't ski anymore, or at least he can't do it professionally anymore. And now he's living with his brother, and our female protagonist called Lena is from Germany, and she's an au pair. So she takes care of children for that brother, because he's a bit older and he has a kid. So she lives there to take care of the kid, and then she has to spend time with Ryan, is the love interest, name with Ryan, the whole day, because he's there, because he's injured, kind of. And they hate each other in the beginning, but obviously it's romance, they end up together. Yeah, so I don't know if it's available in English. But yeah, let me turn on the light real quick. I think it's getting quite dark. Okay. Good, that's better. Yeah. So they hate each other at the beginning, but they obviously grow to like each other. It's a pretty straightforward romance, nothing really special about it, but I enjoyed it as a nice like in-between read. So if it's available in English and you're looking for a quick and easy read, I would definitely recommend it. I got this at the used book section in my bookstore, in my local bookshop, which is new. They didn't used to have that, and I just had to fix it up here. I don't think you can see the tape, because this one was a bit torn. Yeah, but it's like a bestseller in Germany, but I don't know if it exists in English. I don't know if there's a German translation, English translation. And this is a whole series. I don't think I'm interested books in the series, but this is a whole series. Like interconnected standalones. The next book is with other people, but in the same town. I've missed a lot of messages. I'm sorry, that was my throat. And then there's Japanese, where you have to reset your brain just to count. Yeah. I only know Ichini-san from that like really weird song that's stuck in my head all day on some days for no reason. Ich würde sagen, deine Brille geht so ins Video. Ja, das stimmt. Ja, da ist schon ordentlich Stärke drauf. Ich weiß nicht, ob man das sieht, aber mein Gesicht ist ja auch in der Brille schmaler als eigentlich. Also meine Augen sind ja auch eigentlich größer. Ja, ohne Brille darf ich auch nicht Auto fahren. Als ich den Führerschein gemacht habe, muss man ja so einen Sehtest machen. Und die Frau da von dem Optiker hat mich gefragt, ob ich die Brille abnehmen will. Dann meinte ich so, nee, ich nehme die nicht ab. Ich möchte den Test gerne mit Brille machen, weil ich schon wusste, ohne Brille bestehe ich den nicht. Und dann guckt sie mich so ganz ernst an und sagt so, ja, dann dürfen Sie aber auch nur mit Brille Auto fahren. Das wird auf Ihrem Führerschein vermerkt. Dann habe ich gesagt, ja. Selbst wenn ich es dürfte, würde ich auch nicht ohne Brille fahren. Also bin ich eine Gefahr für mich und alle anderen, wenn ich ohne Brille Auto fahre. Ich habe meinen Führerschein bestimmt 10-mal abgesucht. Es steht da nicht drauf. Also, keine Ahnung. Aber okay, The Kite Runner is about like a friendship, guilt and redemption. It's such a good book. Okay, I will look it up right now. Okay, I'll look it up right now. I can't show you my phone, unfortunately, because it has my best friend's face on it, and she doesn't want you seeing her. The kite. No, not the coat. The kite. Oh no. A little bit of mouth sounds. Oh my god, that sounds really good. I'll definitely keep an eye on that. Okay, thank you for the recommendation. Someone said hi back. The only book I've read in the near past was a handbook from the new 3D printers. Yeah, well, at least you read it. Ich überspringe die Handbücher immer. Ich google immer, wenn ich was nicht verstehe. Aber Polish is the 4th hardest language in the world because of the letters. Okay, I'm not pronouncing those letters. We don't have those letters in German. Okay, I've answered those questions. First time seeing QT ASMR live. Yeah, I've talked about it a bit earlier. But I haven't done a live stream for 2 years because I just didn't have the time. And I don't think it's gonna become a regular thing, but I'm here now. Okay, what is my neighbor doing? Oh, okay. There's a helicopter right above me, so you can probably hear that. Give me a minute. Okay, it's gone. The easiest Slavic for foreigners is Slovak, I think. Maybe Serbian or Bulgarian. I have a friend who's fluent in Bulgarian. And it's not her native tongue, she just picked it up whenever. Okay, it's great that you can't hear the neighbor, because I can. Believe me, I can, all the time. Especially when I want to sleep. Hast du eigentlich auch irgendwelche Serien oder Filme, die du magst? Okay, so that question was about series or movies I like to watch. Movies, Jurassic Park. I don't think anyone's surprised by that. Basically, I like a lot of old movies. I also love Crocodile Dundee. If you haven't watched Crocodile Dundee, get out. No, okay, please stay here, but you should definitely go watch it. watched the entirety of Game of Thrones, and I liked it. But I wouldn't say, like if someone asked me what's your favorite piece of television, I would not say Game of Thrones. I enjoyed it, but you know, it's there. Is it the Eve ASMR girl? No, it's not an ASMR artist, it's just a friend from my personal life. Do you mean Ella Fox? I don't know her personally. I don't know any other ASMR artists personally. None of them. Da steht als Schlüsselzahl normalerweise drauf 101 oder 101. Das muss ich mal überprüfen. Da habe ich noch nie drauf geachtet. Ich dachte, da steht halt irgendwo Brille oder so. Ja, ich kenne mich nicht mit Autos aus. Vielleicht hat man das gemerkt. Ich darf ein Auto fahren, das reicht mir. Hey, I live on a training flight out for you. Oh my god. Training flight path. That's so bad, I'm so sorry. Where my parents lived, we had quite a lot of planes. Where I live now, we don't have as many planes, but we have a lot more cars and more helicopters. You should put some ASMR on the neighbor at night. The thing is, I don't actually fall asleep to ASMR. I just put earplugs in and that's fine. But sometimes I can hear them yelling or moving furniture at night, even through my earbuds. And I keep wanting to go up there and talk to them about it, but I keep putting it off because I don't want to fight with my neighbors. Because, you know, they are in a position of power. If I complain to them and they hate me, then they can just do it to annoy me and I can't do anything about it. Because, yeah, maybe I could go to our landlord and complain about them. And maybe, I don't know, maybe they would get a fine or something, but they're still living there. They're still gonna be loud. So I'm afraid of what would happen if they really start to hate me. Because right now they're just not being careful. But if they actively hate me, I don't know. Was? Animojo-Dollar. Wenn man das schreibt von den Krokodile dann. Was? Also Crocodile Dundee. Sorry, ich war gerade so raus. Ja, Crocodile Dundee ist ein wahnsinnig toller Film. Der zweite noch mehr als der erste. Ist halt so ein bisschen so ein Quatschfilm. What about cartoons? Alright, I was talking about movies or animated shows. Okay, so I will say I do not like any of the cartoons made for adults. Okay, let's use Pumpkin. So like BoJack Horseman, Family Guy, The Simpsons, South Park, Get Away. Okay, you can like them, but I won't watch them with you. I don't get the humor. I don't think they're funny to me. Maybe they're funny to other people, but I don't find them funny. I do like dark humor, but not like that for some reason. But I do love some like children's cartoons. My absolute favorite is Avatar: The Last Airbender. I keep rewatching that on replay. I guess it's on replay. I think my favorite character is Toph. Oh no, I think Katara. I think a lot of people actually hate Katara, but she's my favorite. Yeah, and other than that, yeah, just yesterday I watched Pulp Fiction, which is a great movie. It has a couple of weird scenes, but yeah, Pulp Fiction and the soundtrack, Pulp Fiction's soundtrack is superior. You'll be a woman soon. Okay, I've missed a lot of messages again. Okay, occasional chopper. You know, no, I read because I watched Pulp Fiction yesterday. Now I have that like, whose motorcycle is this? That's a chopper. Whose chopper is this? Zed's. Who's Zed? Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. In my mind. Sorry for anyone who doesn't know Pulp Fiction. Okay. Too many choices. Too many choices. Tiny planes, grass wandering. Okay, yeah, that's okay then. Is it true that mosquitoes in Germany are wild? I don't know what you mean by wild. We haven't domesticated mosquitoes. I'm actually allergic to mosquito bites. Well, not really allergic, but they swell to like insane sizes on me. BoJack is such a higher caliber than the rest and a wildly different genre. I actually have not watched an entire episode of BoJack. I've only seen like bits and pieces on YouTube Shorts or something. So maybe I am being unfair here, but I don't really have an interest in watching it. But if you like it, that's, you know, if you like it, good for you. I'm not judging. You can like whatever you want. It's just not for me. First few episodes maybe don't sell it super well. Well, maybe that could be it. Avatar is the best and Toph is the best. Yeah, definitely. I've been watching Beth the Young with my dad recently. I don't think I know that series. I just bought the new Avatar comic issue. I actually haven't read any of the comics. I keep wanting to, but then I spend my money on other things. Thunder King, ganz cool, habe ich auch nicht gesehen. Ich gucke tatsächlich nicht so viele Serien. Also ich habe nur Game of Thrones und Avatar, Herr der Elemente gesehen. Ich habe mehr Serien, also und Good Omens. Good Omens. Good Omens is also one of my favorite series. Not the third series though. The third series can die in a ditch. Just wanted to put that out there. Have you watched the Soviet? I have not watched any Soviet cartoons, and unfortunately, I can't read Cyrillic. If you could put the translations, then maybe I'd know. I had automatic translation on earlier, but that put all the messages in German, and I didn't want to read them in German. Russian Winnie Pooh is the funniest. That's cool. I have a friend who's really into Winnie the Pooh. It's like her whole personality, and I love it. BoJack is so interesting in the juxtaposition of the relatively silly world and expectations with being about this. Yeah, I talked to someone who loves BoJack Horseman, and they mentioned kind of similar things about what you said. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I think my real problem is that I'm just not into adult cartoons. And I don't know what's different about Avatar, for example, because I watched that when I was already an adult. So there's no nostalgic factor involved. But for some reason I don't get anything from adult cartoon series. Okay, now there's a whole conversation happening in a language I can't read. At the end of the day, everyone should just watch what they enjoy. Yes. And nothing I say has to have any meaning for you, okay? I don't want to, like, talk badly about the things you enjoy. So if you enjoy those things, I am not judging you in any shape or form or way. I'm just saying that I don't enjoy the same things, but everyone should watch what they enjoy. I recently watched the anime Gushing Over Magical Girl, and that anime is a lot, but I enjoyed it. Won't recommend it though. Okay, I won't look it up then. Just now I'm curious, is it a lot because it's like gore, or is it a lot because it's like, you know, steamy, juicy, spicy, whatever you want to call it? No, I'm the soul and foreign. I wrap all things in I think often we have the expectation that our own opinions are like correct. And to be fair, I do think that my opinions on certain topics are correct. But that sounds so great. But when we're talking like movies, books, things to watch, music, it's so subjective. I do want to try. I think my neighbor has music on. Okay, no, I think there's actually... Yes, exactly. Everyone's opinions on trivia things are valid, exactly. I think there's actually a concert or something, like right below my window. Like not a concert, but someone playing music, like singing. I don't know. Anyway, I do want to try some mic brushing. Not a concert, just a loud car. I do want to try some mic brushing, but you have to let me know if you hate it. Because mic brushing on the pop filter is not my favorite. And if you hate it, then I'll stop. Everyone's... Okay, I read that already. And that's why people need me to tell them what to think. Yeah, same. Okay, one person likes mic brushing. That's very good. I do like mic brushing, but not with the pop filter on and not on the mono setting. It's over. I won't read that word because I think it'll get me banned, but I'm reading the message. It's over. And the characters are really young, so it can make people uncomfortable. But I enjoy that it doesn't take itself seriously and it takes a lot of jumps and flops them around. Yeah, okay. Is that a problem with a lot of animes that, it's overly... Or... Okay, it seems to be a typical problem because someone said, oh, the typical anime. My throat keeps making noises. I felt that throat noise coming. Okay, I'm interested to see where everyone's from. So, I would like for you all to, for some people I know it already, but I don't think I know it from everybody in the chat. So I would love if you could just write in the chat your country, where you're from, if you're comfortable with that. And then I'll tell you if I've been to that country. I think it depends on what genre you watch. My example really leads into that on purpose, but there are a lot of anime that don't do that. Okay. Yeah. On that, I hope you have a lovely night. Good night. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the book talk. It's good that I talked about them this early then. So, good night, sleep tight. See you next time.
well, I've been there a lot actually. It's kind of like I already live there. The Netherlands. I've been to the Netherlands 3 or 4 times. I've been to Amsterdam, I've been to Delft, I've been to Den Haag, briefly Rotterdam, briefly Zandvoort. Yeah, I think that's it. Kazakhstan, I have not been to Kazakhstan yet. I'm from Spain, I also have not been to Spain yet. But I have been to Portugal, which is not the same, I know, but that's the closest I got. Again, Belgium. I've been to Brussels twice, but not to Ghent. Oh, someone else from Germany. We should keep playing a guessing game. Why do you think I exist? Okay, let me just go up in the chat. To see if you were one of the people who wrote Cyrillic. I think so. Okay, you live on or near something with helicopters and small planes. Guide runner. I have no idea. You were not one of the people who wrote in Cyrillic. Ah, Germanic languages. German is good. Much German. You miss uni. Okay, you've been to uni. You drink cider and don't drink beer. I'm just gonna guess, but I will be wrong. I'm just gonna guess. Okay, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. I wanted to guess Ireland because I was in Ireland and my mom actually drank a lot of cider in Ireland. But I don't think you would hate beer if you were from Ireland, so I'm gonna take that back. I'm not gonna guess Ireland. Cider. Helicopters. I have no idea. You could be from anywhere. Someone from Texas. I've been to New York, but if I ever go back to the US, preferably when they have a new president. I don't know. I don't feel safe going there right now. You're a Brit. Okay, I wasn't too far off with Ireland then. Okay, geographically speaking. Okay, don't be mad at me. Geographically speaking, I wasn't too far off. Okay. I'm proud of myself. What was I saying? If I do ever go back to the US, I want to visit California. Because I was in the east, so I want to go to the west. Don't let the Irish hear you. Yeah, I know, okay. But I'm not saying, I'm just, geographically speaking, I was close. I actually was in Ireland in the summer of 2025. Yeah, and I want to go to, I was saying I want to go to California because I was in the east, now I want to go to the west, and I want to go to the middle. So like Texas, or I'm not too knowledgeable on the topic of US states, but somewhere in the middle. Texas. Yeah. The UK exists on that landmass too, yeah. We were in Ireland and then we actually drove to North Ireland and spent a couple of days also in Belfast, which was really good. Okay, just had to pass someone. I actually think the flag is really pretty. If you don't agree
Yeah, so I was in Belfast, which was very interesting.
You know, I think I'm actually really enjoying the mic brushing. I didn't think I would, but I am. Have you seen Gravity Falls or The Outlaws or Amphibia? I don't know anything about Amphibia, and I haven't seen any of those, but I know what Gravity Falls is, and I know what The Outlaws house is. Isn't there like a lesbian couple in The Outlaws? Or am I mixing that up with something? Outlaws is great, yeah. Yes, okay, I was right, because I kept seeing like edit. I kept seeing like edits and stuff. Okay, fuzz on the mic. And like comic type fan fictions on Instagram. But I haven't watched it. Some of them Oregon, US. Oh, I would love to visit Oregon. But I will admit I don't know anything about it. How's the climate in Oregon? It's like a green state, as in lots of trees. I think it's a green state with lots of trees and nature, right? Or is it like a desert type state? Oh, that was not nice. I'm sorry. I thought that would sound nice. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I did that once with the back of the brush and it sounded really good, but I don't think it was this brush. So, nature is correct. Lots of trees, yes. Okay. Okay, now this one. I should drink something. Oops. This is your sign to drink something. It's on to drink something. Stay hydrated. Throat noise again. Why must things be this way? Okay. Lol, I just got more water. Yes, that's what we like. That's what we like to see. Someone said Pacific Northwest. Yeah. Oh, that was you. I thought it was someone else for a second. Sorry. I recently. Ja, dann tue ich jetzt Bin ich froh, dass ich unter meiner Dachschräge Klima habe. Ich wäre schon komplett vertrocknet. Ja. Bei meinen Eltern habe ich unter einer Dachschräge gewohnt. Das hat man ja in meinen Videos immer gesehen, dass da eine Dachschräge war. Boah, ich hatte zum Glück so Jalousien. Und über mir war noch der Dachboden, deswegen ging's. Aber hier in dem Haus geht es auch, weil wir nicht ganz oben sind. Ja, über uns ist ja noch jemand, obviously. Aber es ist schon echt warm hier. Aber im Flur ist es kalt. Ich glaube, das bringt noch mal ein bisschen was. Aber unter Dachschräge ohne Klimaanlage ist fürchterlich. What did I want to do? I wanted to say something. Maybe I'll do some nonsense now. I think the people who said yes to mouth sounds earlier all left.
watched it because I don't watch a lot of series. Is that also a cartoon? Because if it is, I definitely haven't watched it. Irgendwas wollte ich gerade. I wanted to do something or say something, but I forgot. I was talking about the windows, but I forgot. Do you like musicals? I have no experience with musicals whatsoever. I think I'm more of a opera ballet person. I once saw, was it The Jungle Book? I think so, as a musical, and I liked that. But I haven't been to any of big ones. Also, a little note on my doctoral's thesis. These YouTube emojis aren't mine. I didn't make them. I don't know where you got them, but they're not mine. Little update on my doctor's thesis paper, whatever. I'm doing a survey. And I'm actually starting that survey soon. So, it's happening. I'm gonna be a doctor. I'm not only gonna be that was also my upstairs neighbor. I don't know if you heard that. You probably did. Nice to know that there's a man living above me. I didn't know that beforehand. What was I saying? I'm not only gonna be I'm not only gonna be a physician. That's the word. I'm not only gonna be a physician. I'm also gonna be a real doctor with a doctorate's degree. Hi, first time here, but I wanted to say that I absolutely love your videos. Thank you so much. Thank you. That means a lot. I know they're not yours. They're just default options I can see. Yeah, I actually recently, a couple of months ago, made some new ones. I think Lysander's Crash Kernel is the only one who's been using them. It's 2 cats and a skull. Because I have a skull on my channel. It's there. It's right there. There's a skull. I haven't seen any musicals live. I just listen to albums and watch recordings. My favorite's Hamilton and I make the music. I have, I think, a couple of songs from Hamilton and from Phantom of the Opera or in one of my Spotify playlists. Something's making a weird noise. In my Spotify playlist. Oh, I have this one, this classic one, and Hamilton wrote the other 51. How do you write? That one. No, I can't remember. For the life of me, I can't remember how it goes, but the classic Phantom of the Opera thing, music type. I can't remember how it goes. I can't remember it. Just yesterday, I was singing it the whole time. But I can't remember it now. Love your videos too. Thank you. Oh, I forgot to turn the fairy lights on. Give me a second. I'll go turn them on right now. so sorry about that. Do you have any more books to talk about? I don't have any books near me. Let me pull up my phone and see what I've been reading recently, and maybe I'll have something else. I completed a duology recently. It's not loading. This one. The Dragon and the Sun Lotus. It's the second part. Schade, gehen uns die Ideen hier aus, oder was? Was? Das verstehe ich nicht. Also, wenn jemand was schreibt, oder? I've read Pride and Prejudice. I can talk about Pride and Prejudice. Pride and Prejudice. I loved that. I didn't expect to love it so much, but I loved it. And I've read Moby Dick, and I love Moby Dick. It's one of my favorite books now. Ja, weil keine Bücher mehr, weil es schneller geworden ist. Ja, ich habe nur 2 Bücher mitgebracht. Ich habe extra noch ein zweites Buch mitgenommen, weil ich dachte, dann kann ich vielleicht noch über ein weiteres Buch reden. Aber das habe ich ja schon gezeigt. Deswegen, ja. I've read Moby Dick and I loved it. Did you ever read the Avatar book since you like the TV show? I haven't. I keep seeing those YouTube shorts like what happened to Azula after the series, what happened to Ty Lee after the series, what happened to this person after the series, and they're always using pictures from the comics to talk about what happened. So I know that I should read them, but I haven't found them anywhere yet, and so I haven't. But I want to read them. I should say, I've watched The Last Airbender, and I started watching Korra, but I hated it. I pushed through the first series. The books are about Kyoshi and Yangshan. Yes, the book about Kyoshi. I've got that one on my TBR, I think, and I definitely want to read it. Anyway, I pushed through the first series, and then I started the second series, and I was like, no, this is not what I signed up for. I just didn't like the modern world Korra was set in. I didn't like what they made of it, so. Do you like nostalgic feelings in general, or do you prefer today's life? Both. I wouldn't like to live in any other time, because if you can hear the bird, you're welcome. Because this is the time. Well, now they're already pulling back some of those rights, but this is the time of me as a woman having the most rights ever. So I can vote, I can get healthcare, I can have a job without having to ask my husband. I can have my own bank account. I can do everything a man can do. There's a glass ceiling, but yeah, I like having rights, yes. But I do think some aspects in like the 80s were, I don't want to say better, but just I would prefer if it was still like that today. For example, I hate that we're always available these days. Like, I don't want to miss the internet, or else I wouldn't have you guys. I wouldn't be doing this right now if it wasn't 2026. But I hate that I have to be available at all times. I hate that even when I'm home, I get work calls. Well, I don't, but So I wish we could have some of this like more natural phone-less life back. But that's like a personal thing. I just have to put my phone down. That's also why I love books so much, because I'm still doing something, I'm still consuming something, but I'm not on my phone. And I love the 80s music, and I love 80s like and 90s fashion. So I do think in some aspects, music, the 80s were superior. The monetization of attention is brutal. Yes, you put it into words so perfectly. It's just, I don't want to watch 20-second Minecraft jump and run videos put on top of AI Reddit stories. That's not what I want to do with my time. And I deinstalled TikTok because I wasn't using it, and I deinstalled Snapchat like 5 years ago because I wasn't using it. I still have Instagram, but I'm not really active. Sometimes I watch reels or something just to kill time, but yeah. And I'm on YouTube all day watching ASMR, but I don't watch normal YouTube videos anymore. I just use it for ASMR. Lisanda, danke dir. Danke dir. Dankeschön. Das ist sehr lieb von dir, danke. As a person of the rainbow, yeah, same. I'm glad I got to experience the world without the internet. Yeah. I mean, kind of same, because, not without the internet, but until I was like 10, there were no smartphones in my family. My parents didn't have one, I didn't have one. And until like grade 6, which was when I was 12, none of my peers had smartphones. And I think today's kids, they have smartphones in like grade 3 or something. And if I have a word to have kids, I would not want that for them. But even if I don't give them a smartphone, they're just going to use their friends' phones. So there's no way to keep them away from that. And also, one of the topics I love talking about, because I hate it so much, is today's children's series. Because series like, you can deactivate shorts. Lisanda, you have to tell me how to do that. I would love to deactivate shorts. Sometimes I get sucked into the shorts stream. Yeah, anyway. Series like Cocomelon, I think also Bluey, and those like modern Paw Patrol, those modern children's series are way too overstimulating for the age group they're made for. So like Cocomelon is made for toddlers, but it's too overstimulating, and so the toddlers get addicted to Cocomelon. And I've read like experience reports from parents who took away the screen time from their children and noticed that their children became like totally different kids after reducing the screen time. So that's like crazy to me that even toddlers are addicted to the screen. And I wish we had less of that, but I don't want to give up my rights. What about BookTube? I don't watch BookTube, to be honest. I watch ASMR book videos, like ASMR book reviews, like Haley ASMR, Freya ASMR, ASMR SHIT show, but she hasn't posted a book video in a long time. Lullaby Fairy, but she hasn't posted videos in a long time. Who else do I watch? I used to watch Ray ASMR, but she stopped posting. There are a couple of other ones that I'm forgetting. But yeah. I don't really watch normal BookTube videos. I never installed TikTok in the first place. Does this age me? Maybe a little, but I think in a good way. I only have YouTube, but occasionally still get sucked into the doom scroll. Right? Yes. And with Instagram,
hate is that the entire For You page is only reels now. There are no normal posts, only reels. And that, I think, is what's wrong with the world now. AI memes in Russian today are about the absurd Soviet routine. There's a genre that's actually really funny. That's German brain rot. Let me pull up some German brain rot for you. One of the German brain rot things is vertikal rotierender Fisch, which is a fish that rotates vertically. It's a video, I can't play it right now, but it's a video of a vertically rotating fish, and the screen just says vertikal rotierender Fisch. And the audio just says vertikal rotierender Fisch, and that's funny. I love that type of humor for some reason. There's also eine Schlafparalyse, which is a German way of saying sleep paralysis, but it's like saying one sleep paralysis. Eine Schlafparalyse. And there's a picture of a pigeon, and the pigeon talks, and that's German brain rot. Okay, settings, time management, short feed limit. Okay, ja, I'll have to check that out after the live stream. Das an und dann braucht es etwas. Die Shots sind zwar an, aber sagte jedes Mal, wenn du es anders zu schnell schaust. Okay. Okay, so basically for other people who don't speak German, Lysander just said that after you've enabled the shorts thingy, that shorts no longer show up on your screen, that it takes some time for it to work, but after that you will see the shorts, but every time you click on it you get a warning or something that you have deactivated them, and I think you can still choose to view them, but you get a warning. Bluey is really good. I haven't watched it, so I wouldn't know, but I don't know what age group Bluey is for. I think content-wise, I've only heard lovely things about it. That's like really good content-wise. I don't know if it's like what age group it's for, but if it's for like really young children, I do think it can be overstimulating visually, despite being great content-wise. So no hate on For Bluey at all, just maybe children still shouldn't watch it, you know what I'm saying? Nada. I totally missed your message. Yeah, you're not on stream, yes. I think you've only caught the end of it. I don't know how long I'll be live anymore. Maybe until the 2-hour mark, I don't know. They did a study where they found toddlers would look away after 3 seconds, so in Cocomelon the screen changes every 3 seconds. That's awful. Because shouldn't we want to help our toddlers train their attention span? So shouldn't we create like boring cartoons that they have to train their attention span? I don't know. Late response, but I'm from Mexico. Luis, yay, hi. So happy to see you here. Oh, that's just a shorts feed. I've never used them anyway. What I really want is no showing up on my regular limits page. I think you can do that if you're like an IT person, hacker person, because I have an acquaintance who actually did that and who doesn't have shorts anymore. Similar to enabling like an ad blocker or something. I think you can enable a shorts blocker, but I don't know how that works. Skibidi Toilet. Oh, Skibidi Toilet, das ist fürchterlich. Fürchterlich. Ganz, ganz fürchterlich. Attention economy is awful, yes. I think what it just boils down to, how we got here was that I was talking about today versus back then. And I think what I'm saying, just like in general, is that we should focus a bit more on like slow living, you know, like not consuming so much short form content, but more focusing on long form if we're watching content, and prioritizing, for example, books over media, like over
movies, or over people nowadays, they can't watch movies anymore. They have to scroll on Instagram while they're watching movies. What the hell? So I think we should get back into watching one thing at a time. If you're one of the people who scrolls on Instagram while watching a movie, I'm so sorry. I don't think that's healthy. Hi, Night. Nice to see you here. Yeah, so I think we should focus more on taking our time with things, because we live in a society with capitalism, of course, too, that wants us always to be moving faster, working faster, living faster, viewing videos faster, existing faster, basically, and more efficiently and more productively. And I think it's a good idea to dial back on that a little. I've totally forgotten to use any triggers. Give me a second. It's the global. So I think we should dial back on that a little. Sometimes I Google things while watching, but it's because I will forget. Otherwise, yeah, that's different. I'm talking specifically about doing two things at once, because you can't concentrate on one anymore. I already have a browser extension on my community sources, better not leave it as Fandoms. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Greetings from Finland. Love your accurate trainer. Except my video. Thank you so much. Also, go back and consume old media. Like playing an old video game can still be fun, even if it's ugly, or watching an old movie can be fun, even if it has slow pacing. Yes. What did I want to say? That's also why I love old movies like Jurassic Park, Crocodile Dundee, Pulp Fiction. All of the movies I've mentioned as some of my favorite movies are movies that take their time with the narrative. Like in Jurassic Park, I don't think you see a single dinosaur until like 30 minutes in. And I don't think anything starts to go wrong until you're like 1 hour in. And I was watching Jurassic Park with my partner, who hadn't watched that one before, so we were watching it for the first time ever. Like, I knew the movie, but they didn't. And after like 30 minutes, they were like, "Is anything happening in this movie?" And I was like, "Just you wait." And they ended up liking the movie, but it's just, we are not used to those like slow progressing stories anymore. We're used to bang, 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 cut, 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 cut. And especially in older movies, I got a request for personal attention, so I'm doing some face globbling. I noticed that when I watch older movies, there's like the scenes and the cuts are a lot slower. So in today's movies, it's like cut, one person cut, the other person cut, one person cut. And in the old movies, they used to do one takes a lot more, which I personally like. Ich kann schneller einschlafen und so kann ich viel mehr arbeiten, selbstständig sein. No. Ja, ich würde, ehrlich gesagt, auch nicht selbstständig sein wollen. Das weiß ich nicht. Das ist mir zu viel Stress. Ich bin lieber angestellt. Habe ich mir wahrscheinlich einen falschen Beruf ausgesucht, wenn ich später meine Praxis haben will. Aber movie dialogue is being written like a radio drama now, because they know people aren't looking at the screen. Yes. And I also read somewhere that on Netflix, they have now a clause or something in the contract that people have to, like the characters have to explain what's happening to each other every couple of minutes or something. Every like 30 minutes, I don't know. In case the viewer is only like second screening the movie, says thing, second screening. that, but with ASMR, I listen to ASMR while I study, or I listen to an audiobook while I cook, but I don't listen to a movie while I watch Instagram. Get into mafia movies, learn the true meaning of slow pacing. I should really watch The Godfather, because I love the theme music for The Godfather. Meine Mutter war meine Mauperkin und ich habe sie abgeholt mit unserem 100 Jurassic Park geschaut, den neuen Film. Ehrlich gesagt, ich kenne die neuen Jurassic Park Filme, like Jurassic World, ich kenne die. Bis auf die allerneuesten. Ich kenne die. Und ich fand sie alle doof. Der erste ist brillant, Jurassic Park aus 93 oder wann der war, der ist brillant. Der zweite und der dritte sind okay. Und ich finde bei Jurassic World, bei allen 3 Jurassic World Filmen, haben die so ein bisschen den Plot verloren irgendwie. Ich fand das Konzept von dem Indominus Rex fand ich sehr cool. Aber ich mag das nicht, dass diese Filme alle mit Dino versus Dino enden. Weil ich meine, es geht ja um die Menschen und die Dinos. Und ich fand das besser als zum Beispiel wie in Jurassic Park, dass es immer so Mensch gegen Dino ist. Und ich mag dieses Dino versus Dino am Ende überhaupt nicht. Indominus Rex versus T-Rex, Therizinosaurus versus Giganotosaurus. Nein. Gib mir Mensch versus T-Rex und der Mensch muss wegrennen. Das ist das, was ich sehen will. Ich will nicht den. Also, ja, I don't know. Ich guck das nicht für die Dinos an sich. Ich gucke das für so den Horroraspekt des Ganzen. In general, because we have such an overabundance of media that newer stuff has to grab our attention a lot faster, because otherwise people would just move on to the next thing, which is so sad. Yes, I agree. Riesentemperatur-Drop. Weiß nicht, ich hab nicht drauf geachtet bei mir. Ich glaube, bei mir gab es das nicht. My mom watches shows and movies to fall asleep and while doing chores, half paying attention, so it's not just younger generation. Okay. Yeah, but I feel like that's a little different. I do if I'm like sick. I love watching like a childhood movie that I basically know by heart and to fall asleep while watching that movie. I love doing that when I'm sick. But and also sometimes I watch YouTube or listen to a podcast while doing chores. If it's something that I don't have to look at, if it's like a podcast or like a reaction or something, I do listen to that while doing chores. But I feel like that's a bit different from watching 2 movies at once, one on your phone and one on your TV. It helps her relax when working, yeah. Again, I'm not judging, I'm just saying that. Some of that can't be good, some of what we're doing today can't be good. I'm gonna mute myself to put these back. Okay, let me just drink something. I went and reminded myself of a good mafia movie, Goodfellas. Okay, I'll check that one out. Okay, I got an intro. Let me know if you think this is disgusting, then I'll stop. You know, since we were talking about dinos. Oh, wait. I have a whole other box of triggers that I completely forgot. Because I have a couple fit in here. Squidgy, yes. Casino, I think I've heard that title somewhere, but I haven't watched it. Oh, I just remembered one of my all-time favorite movies. I'm like almost 1.5 hours too late. But one of my all-time favorite movies is Some Like It Hot. If you know that movie, I love that one. I used to have a huge crush on Marilyn Monroe. I was gonna say Marilyn Manson, which is someone way different. Yeah, I used to have a huge crush on Marilyn Monroe, and I loved her as Sugar in Some Like It Hot. Again, old movie. And also, I don't know what it's called in English. In German, it's called Unternehmen Petticoat. Is it Operation Petticoat in English? Guten Abend, wow, ein Stream, hab so viele Videos gesehen, aber nie einen Stream von dir. Ja, aber Deutsch ist okay. Ja, Deutsch ist okay. Ich kann auch, also vollkommen okay. Ich switche zwischen Deutsch und Englisch. Du bist auch nicht der einzige Deutsche im Stream. Also keine Sorge. Ich habe auch tatsächlich seit 2 Jahren nicht mehr gestreamt. Ich mache das nur ganz selten, deswegen, ja. And nobody's perfect. Yes, someone who knows what they're talking about. See, that's the level of German I can understand. Okay, but how can you understand German as a bridge? Did you have like German classes? Sounds gay, yes. But Some Like It Hot, for those who don't know the movie, it's a super gay movie, kind of. And it's also a mafia movie, kind of, because we have 2 musicians, Jerry and Joe and Jerry, and they're poor, and they live in they work in a speakeasy, so like a secret alcoholic bar behind a funeral house. That gets busted, so they have to flee, and they didn't get paid, and so they try to get a different gig. But on the way there, they unfortunately become witness to the murder of one gang by another gang. So now they're witnesses to this gang violence murder thing, and the other gang wants to kill them because, you know, they are witnesses. So they disguise themselves. Oh well, they want to get out of the city, but the only group of musicians that's leaving the city that's available is a woman's company. So they disguise themselves as women, Josephine and Geraldine. But Jerry doesn't want to be called Geraldine, so it's Josephine and Daphne. Josephine and Daphne. I don't know if she's got Daphne in English too, but she's got Daphne in German. They disguise themselves as women. And Josephine, falls in love with the singer of the band, Sugar, played by Marilyn Monroe. And Daphne, Jerry, actually has a lover who's a rich millionaire who's in love with Geraldine, Daphne, whatever. So it's like this whole switcheroo thing of like this musician loves this musician and this old millionaire loves Jerry despite him being a man, or like he doesn't know that he's a man. It's in black and white. It's a really old movie, like from the 30s or 50s, not from the 30s, from the 50s. But it's brilliant. It's really good. It's a bit, you know, for the time, it's really progressive. But seeing it now, some of those jokes are just like. But I love it. I'm German in high school, got a GCSE, and it's super basic. Yeah, okay. But
Well, I mean, if you still remember some of it, then at least it was good for something, right? Oh, now I remember what I wanted to do earlier. Occasionally comes in handy, yeah. Have you ever read fanfiction? I lived for fanfiction a couple of years ago. I don't know if I've ever talked about this on YouTube, but I was a huge One Direction fan. So obviously I read a lot of fanfiction. I also wrote some. They're not available anymore. I took them all down, but I wrote some. I wrote the basic Girl X hairstyles, Girl X Louis Tomlinson fanfictions. My name is Pipes again. But I didn't read any Girl X Harry fanfics or Girl X Louis fanfics. I only read the gay ones. Yeah, that's actually not the fanfictions, but the One Direction thing is actually how I met Maple. Because we both used to have One Direction fan accounts on Instagram. And I also read a lot of Marauders fanfictions, so like Harry Potter, back when I was still interacting with Harry Potter because I didn't know that it was bad. Harry Potter, and like the parents' generation are called the Marauders. You know, Marauders map, so like James, Sirius, Remus, and Peter. And I used to read a lot of Marauders fanfictions. I also wrote like a couple of one-shots. And I think they're still online, but I don't know. I don't remember my password or my username. They're probably still online somewhere. And I think I also wrote a couple of Drarry ones, despite never being a Drarry shipper. Just because, you know, people liked it, so I stumbled my way through helping a German man understand the lottery system in Iceland once. Wow. When I was in Ireland, completely different topic, but when I was in Ireland, I was waiting in line for the toilet in a cafe. And this man, he was an American, but that has nothing to do with the story. This man just comes up to me, also standing in the line for the toilet, and just talks to me. And we chatted for like 5 minutes while waiting for the toilet. There was only one. Okay, glove sounds. I did some glove sounds earlier, but I'll do them again for you. Just give me a sec to get it on. Okay, there we go. Bronx Mooney pet for the warm day, yes. But I will say with J.K. Rowling being so problematic, and like she's a billionaire and she uses that money to fund anti-LGBTQ plus things, I don't really want to engage with the Marauders anymore because like Harry Potter's off the table. Obviously I'm not engaging with that anymore. But the Marauders is kind of like a grey area for me. So I don't know, I didn't feel fully comfortable with it anymore, so I left the fandom. And I wasn't too deep into it, so like, yeah. And I know that the Marauders is a completely separate thing from J.K. Rowling, but it didn't feel right for me anymore. I'm not saying anyone else should do that, I'm just saying for me, it didn't feel right anymore. Also, you don't have to be sorry for being late, that's okay. Americans, man, will do that. Yeah, I've noticed, everywhere I go, Americans are like the friendliest people ever, and I love that. I don't think I could do it my whole life with people loving small talk and everyone coming up to you and being like, hi, let's chat. I don't think I could do that forever. But on vacation, it's so nice when people are friendly and open. And Americans are so friendly and so open to chat with you, and I feel like most of them
or at least they are good at displaying a genuine interest. So I love chatting to Americans when I'm on vacation, because they're some of the most open and most friendly people, most welcoming people I've ever met, and just like the like mental threshold for a conversation with strangers is not there with Americans. And as someone who's a bit introverted, that's really nice. If someone comes up to you and is like, "Hi, let's chat," I love that. I wouldn't ask you to chat, but I want to chat. I can do it when someone intoxicated. Actually, I get a bit of like placebo drunk. Because when everyone around, I don't drink, but when everyone around me is drunk or a bit intoxicated, I'm like, they won't remember it anyway. And then I get like more open and more talkative despite being stone cold sober. Just because everyone else is being unhinged, and so I don't feel bad for being unhinged too. I haven't seen Harry Potter fully or read the books. I just know the lore through fanfic and wikis and YouTube videos. And in internet osmosis, yeah. I read all the books and I watched all the movies, and as a child, and as a teen, let's be honest, as a teen, I loved Harry Potter. But as I've become more socially aware, I have noticed the flaws with both the story and the author behind it. There's a great video, it's like 10 hours long, but it's really, really good. It's by Sean on YouTube, and it's just called Harry Potter. If you type in Harry Potter, Sean, I think with a U, so Shaun, you should find it. And that video goes into like so much detail about why Harry Potter is bad. Like the story, the author, the message it's trying to convey. And that one was very, very, very eye-opening for me, and is the reason why I left the fandom. And somewhere in my body, I still have a lot of love for this magical world, because it was very formative for me during my childhood years. Because I remember I read it when I was like 8 or 9. And when I turned 11, I was waiting for that Hogwarts letter, so it was an important part of my childhood. But a book that I loved as a teen is not as important to me as the lives of countless trans people out there. And so I've sworn off of it. I understand when some people say they can't, but for me it's just, I don't feel comfortable with it, because I know that me interacting with it actively harms trans and queer people. And being queer myself, despite not being trans, that's just something that I don't want to have any part in. I just know the lore through them. Yeah, I read that. 5 Minuten Harry Podcast. Ja, das ist mein Guilty Pleasure. Ich liebe diesen Podcast. For all the non-German people out there, 5 Minute Harry Podcast is a podcast in German. Where she divides the first Harry Potter movie in 5-minute segments and analyzes those segments bit by bit. It's a great podcast, and I loved that when I listened to it originally. Also, first of all, let's all drink something together, because it's hot and we need to stay hydrated. Sorry about that.
hands are so sticky now. Wait a second. I have this super fluffy baby face brush. I don't know if it's actually for babies. Oh, okay, I don't like that. But anyway, I wanted to use that for personal attention. It's the first time I hear you talk about stuff like that. It's so cool, the live format and the discussions. Yeah. Also, even if you still like Harry Potter, you can enjoy it without giving JK more money. Yes, use DVDs. I took all the DVDs from my parents when I moved out, and I have them in a cupboard. And sometimes I might watch them. I haven't watched them in ages, but sometimes someday I might watch them. But I don't really want to talk about it online because I feel like that would generate traffic to J.K. Rowling. Because even if I didn't spend any money on these movies, they were bought in like 29 or something when they first came out. Even if I didn't spend any money on them, if I say, like, I watched the movie, someone else might go out and buy it. So maybe I'll watch the movie. And I think I do own the books back from when I was a child because I didn't want to resell them. But I don't want to talk about them if I ever decide to reread them. Yeah, anyway, Tanata, what I wanted to say, I don't live stream very often just because I don't have the time that often. And I do have very strong opinions on most of these like political topics, but I do try to keep some of that outside of YouTube because I don't think it's very relaxing when you're just trying to sleep and someone's yelling about politics in your ear, one way or another. There are, however, some things that are non-negotiable for me. For example, LGBTQ plus rights. Or like, I don't know, that racism is bad, for example. That you shouldn't just shoot people on sight because they're black. I don't know. If that's a strong opinion, then I don't. Yeah, rights are non-negotiable. Yes, negotiable. I don't know. Is it non-negotiable? Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah. So I do try to tone down my opinions on YouTube, but I do have them. I'm like a Trump supporter's worst nightmare. Maybe I'll just leave it at that, opinion-wise. Although I don't have blue hair. So maybe there's someone worse than me out there. Someone who's exactly like me, but with blue hair. Okay. And now I have a very, 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 very sad announcement to make. Oh, that's nice. And that is that I'll be going now. You're also white and not trans, others said yes, but I can use my privilege to talk about the less privileged people. It's unfortunately me being white and cis makes it more likely for people to listen to me than if non-white and trans people talk about it. So I want to use my platform and my voice that I have to advocate for other people, and it doesn't hurt me to welcome trans people and people of color into my space, but it hurts them if I keep them out. And if I had to decide between like ultra conservative people, I'm not talking about like regular conservatism, I'm talking about like right-wing extremist people. If I had to decide between extremist right-wing people and like trans people, I politics can be a part of it, at least for, yeah. Yeah, okay, I get that though, or even worse, green hair, yes. If the boob's washed out. My daughter's trans right, non-negotiable. Yeah, exactly that. I mean, I don't have a daughter, but I have friends who are gender non-conforming or not cis or whatever, trans. Yeah, some of them are gender non-conforming but not trans. Yeah, anyway. I have friends who are not cis basically, and I have a lot of friends who are queer. And I myself am queer. And it's just, so it's a very personal topic for me. Like, queer rights. No. What do you mean, no? I understand keeping politics off YouTube for the most part, yeah. For example, with my Pride video, it was very important to me that I made a Pride video. Call me Ash, are you, I wanted to say the F word, but I can't. What the fuck was that? What in the world is wrong with you? Thank you so much. Oh my god. What? I wanted to go. You know, I wanted to leave. I was gonna say goodbye. Got affected with the plague. Yeah. Thank you so much for your message. It always means a lot to me when people say that I help them go to sleep, because that's why I'm doing this, to help people sleep. So thank you so much for your message, and obviously for the donation. Thank you so much. And I think that one is welcome to the UK. Try not to spread the plague. Yeah, that's a good advice. I think that is the perfect point to say goodnight to you all, because I'm leaving. My partner just texted me that they're coming home, because they were out tonight. They just texted me that they're coming home now, so I'll have to go before they arrive. But thank you so much to everyone who was here with me. Thank you to everyone who watched, to everyone who commented, who liked, who was there. If you were a silent viewer, thank you for being here, for watching. If you commented, thank you. If you donated, thank you. Anyway, I do hope you have a good night. And sleep tight. I'll mute myself so I can read the last couple of messages for anyone still typing for like 30 seconds or so, and then I'll end the stream. So feel free to write a last message in the chat. Write good evening, good night, whatever you want to do. Don't rush.